I love planes like this. This is the ZOHD Drift, and there is a new stealth black version. This sucker is made out of that super bendable, durable EPP, like rubber plastic foam. I did that at home on accident when I was building it, and I was like trying to hold it and push the wing together.
You just made it a dihedral wing.
It's now got dihedral, yes. Good job, Abby. Good pusher prop. This will fly on a 2S or a 3S battery. It is a bank and yank, which will be appealing to some and not others. It's set up for FPV readiness. I chose to put this little cover over where the camera would go, but you can also put your FPV gear up here. That's where your antenna would go, actually. I just like to fly these things line of sight. They recommend if you're gonna fly on 2S, you fly with a 2-bladed prop, and if you're flying on 3S, which I am, that you put a 3-bladed prop on, which it does come with. I don't know, I don't plan on like racing this, so I thought the 2-bladed prop would be just fine. Plus, higher efficiency, less screaming. I get to hear enough of the screaming at home with the kids, so I want less screaming. I went with my Tactic radio. It's just a dumb, simple setup, and it's been a while since I've flown anything like this. I'm excited. Also gonna blame the kids. Can I do that? Am I allowed to blame the kids? We have kids. I'm blaming the kids.
Always. I
forgot to put the I have TheRcSaylors stickers that I wanted to plaster on this. I was gonna do this with my 4-year-old and let her decorate it with like unicorn stickers and stuff. I just forgot. So today we get the plane in its beauty and glory just the way it comes with nothing on it. So let's see if this thing can fight the wind today.
Hand launches are always the best. Whoa, you just never know how a hand launch is gonna go.
You never know how any of it's gonna go. I think I need some up trim. I might have the prop on backwards. It just sounds weird.
You think you have the prop on backwards?
I just think I have it on backwards.
You know, you know, but you think you do.
I think I do. Yeah. Oh man, so this was very easy to assemble. It actually had plug and play wings it just plugs into the fuselage, and then one screw holds it all together. The tail assembly was also just kind of like snap into place and finger tighten. This is wild, Abby. It's wild. It's rolling really nice. I like that. So ZOHD puts out some decent stuff. I'd say they're like better than eSheen for naming and branding themselves. If you like FPV airplanes, that's what they're known for, but I like to fly them line of sight. I just lost everything.
Oh, I thought you...
Cut out. And that's really, really weird.
Ooh,
that's
landed
so
very
weird.
nicely and gracefully.
I still have control, but I don't have throttle. Super weird.
Huh, I wonder if your motor burned up. It's not smoking.
Well, I still have ailerons and stuff.
That's crazy. All surface control and no throttle.
People always ask to see more repairs and like damage reports and stuff, because on our channel we've always showed you guys if I crash. I think it's really important to be we have a decade of transparency on our channel. One day other YouTubers are going to start doing this too, because they'll see, you know, it's important to do that. But for now, we tend to still be one of the very few channels, not the only one, that will actually show you guys full transparency at the risk of not getting free foam. You all think, not you, 99% of you are good, but there's 1% of you watching that thinks we'll sell out for free foam. I can't go buy a cheeseburger with this. If I tried to sell this new, secondhand, it's not even worth like 50% retail value, just so you guys know. So the point is, I don't care to show you, I don't care if it's E-Flight, I don't care if it's Motion RC, I don't care if it's Banggood and ZOHD. If we have a problem, we're gonna show you. So I don't know what's happened yet, but I do know that I don't have throttle. Now listen.
Oh.
I hear clicking, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do. The reason it came down so well, Abby, is because I still have control. So it's not completely dead. So what I will do in this situation, likely it's not going to be great, but we're gonna disconnect our battery. We'll let it just cool off for a second, and just for full safety's sake, I know it's not the radio, but I'm gonna turn the radio off too. Now every single RC ever, trucks and all, you should always turn your radio on first. Can't stand when something comes out and it has you turn the vehicle on first. Some of the cheaper things will do that, because sometimes you'll plug this in and maybe it'll go full throttle on its own, and if you're connected to your radio, you're way less likely for that to happen. So there's our We're plugged in, we're back together. We're always gonna do a safety check first. This stuff still working, we know it works. We don't have throttle.
Did something come unplugged?
Well, listen to the clicking.
I can hear it. Yeah,
listen to this. I want everyone to hear it, so ready? Okay, so now is when we want to take a closer look and see if something did come unplugged. But when you have that kind of clicking, that means there's still responsiveness coming through. So now that the battery's unplugged, I know I'm safe to do this. Let's see if there's any resistance here. That feels normal. That feels the way it's supposed to. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. This is where community comes into play. Anytime you put a prop on, the numbers to the prop always, if it were a front mounted prop, the numbers face you, right? They this way. You always see those numbers, the pitch and stuff, but rear facing props always confuse me, but I do believe I have that mounted on properly.
I mean, it flew.
If it wasn't on, they can still fly, just way less efficient. So
if it was on, you burned up the motor because it was working too hard.
It's very possible. If that's backwards, that could be me. But I don't care. If I did that, and that's my fault, I'm happy to share this because you saw it was flying good. And so maybe I just saved everyone that does buy this to put the prop on the right way. And that's why I share these moments with you guys. Here's the ESC. Doesn't feel hot at all. There's the 3 wires coming off to the motor.
That's good.
So no, I don't believe anything came unplugged. I believe, Abby,
it just died.
I believe we killed our motor somehow, yes. So, there's unfortunately a very short video, but I think these are sometimes the most important videos for people to see. I'm not saying this is a bad product. I want people to comment on this. You know, let's talk about the prop situation. Has anyone else bought a ZOHD airplane and had that problem happen? Because I actually have a handful of these ZOHD planes, not just the Drift or whatever this is called, but other airplanes, and I love them. I tend to hold on to them because they're unique and they're fun and they take a beating. The plane itself is just, there's a suspension.
It's a shame you didn't crash just to see the durability.
Well, yeah.
I feel like the only weak spot is maybe if you nosed it, it could hurt your battery.
Yeah, sure.
That's probably about it.
It's pretty durable stuff though. It's very forgiving foam. Yeah, okay, there you go. The RC Sailors, this is what we do, full transparency. I think it's important too, guys, if you're out flying and this is a maiden flight, you never know what could happen. This is a great example of never knowing what could happen. And that's why we fly with the Academy of Model Aeronautics. It could have just been a motor that fizzled out on me and I still had control of the airplane to bring it down, or the whole thing could have lost signal, which is what I thought happened at first. Then I realized I still had control over it. I'm glad I had AMA because this can happen on big airplanes, small airplanes, helicopters, drones, cars, trucks, boats, anything. You can randomly lose signal. It's very rare, but it can happen. And you can go crash into someone's expensive boat if you're driving an RC boat or whatever may be, okay? And with AMA, we're insured and I'm glad we have it. So we'll have a link in the description box below. I hope this video goes down in the record books like I hoped the beaver that exploded on our channel would go down in the record books too. But a month from now, people will still say we never say anything bad about video, things on the channel, that everything is good. And some of you listening to this, you're probably still thinking I'm saying go buy this, just because I'm saying it with a smile on my face. And that's because I love doing what we do. I would not do this on our channel for a decade with my wife if I didn't love it. She wouldn't do this with me if we didn't love it. So of course, even when something like this comes crashing and burning down, I'm still gonna try to find the silver lining and just be grateful that we got to get out today and share this experience with you guys.
Well, and lying about RCs to make a quick buck isn't worth it in the long run where I wanna be after I leave this earth.
That's right. We will never steer you guys in the wrong direction. And yeah, I do get pretty excited about stuff. Even this, yes, I still love the bendable wings, and look at that, that's really cool. There's still reason to be excited here, but I'm not going to sugarcoat that or hide what just happened. And so I think you guys are getting the message here, at least our regular viewers are. So for having a decade on YouTube, doing this and sharing it with you guys, the good, the bad, the ugly, there's only one to thank, and I thank God for today, this beautiful day. We're gonna go get some ice cream, I hope, after this. There's no reason to be upset over this little motor, we'll swap out another motor, or maybe I'll pass this along to someone else at a nice cheap price. So today is a great day, and I also want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do without your amazing support. There's some bug that loves me. Loves me.
Saying in the video, Nate.
So we'll have another video of a great airplane that doesn't fry inside the air popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.
But I did do good on the CG. I got a new paper airplane for me and Amelia.
You do.